Heidi, we now know that Numsa took the case to court to try and get access to those workers, and Lanxess Crow mine owners have apparently been blocking access. One wonders why.
Most definitely, Brad, and I think this is actually quite a worrying situation here for the mine workers at Lanxess Crow mine, and that's because they've been underground since the 17th of Feb. We aren't exactly sure whether or not they've had access to water and food. From what we're gauging here is that workers are trying to give them access to water and food, but the situation remains very tense here. Fortunately for Numsa, they were given a court order yesterday. They went to the Johannesburg High Court to get an interdict for Lanxess to allow them to have access to their workers. That court order was granted, but the priority for the court is for Numsa to go down and engage with the workers to try and get them back up. One can only imagine it's almost a month that they've been underground, and they of course are going to need some kind of medical attention. It's over 100 workers that we're looking at. I'm just going to move out of shot so I can ask my cameraman Leopold to just show you. As you can see, there is a gate. It's closed. There are some workers. We're not sure if these workers are also in this unprotected strike or if they're just here to assess the situation. We will be speaking to Numsa a little later on to get a sense of what the situation is and when they're going to go down to their members, but we can see that the gates are closed. There is no movement. It's also very important to note, Bradan, that the mine has closed since the 14th of Feb. The mine decided to close due to this unprotected strike. Of course, all its members, all its workers rather, are partaking in this strike. So it's a very volatile situation, and we'll just have to wait and see what Numsa is going to do, what their next step is going to do to try and see if they can speak to their members that are underground since the 17th of Feb.
Yeah, there are some facts to be established there when you speak to the trade union, Heidi. I mean, to be underground for so long, and one hopes they've been having some sustenance, some food at least, because the situation will be very tough for them.
Most definitely. I mean, one can only imagine how difficult it is. It's already difficult being underground. It's a very stuffy and claustrophobic environment that these mine workers operate in. And now to be sitting there since the 17th of Feb, it cannot be easy. And this is a big concern for Numsa, and this is why they took the mine to court yesterday. And that's when they got that court order to say they need to get access to their members. It's imperative for them to do so. But what was interesting in the court order was that the judge is saying that they want to make sure that priority is for Numsa to get access to the members and engage with them, and not necessarily to be taking food down constantly, because the big concern here is that if they're constantly taking food down, then workers will continue with this sit-in underground, which is a very big concern. There are, of course, medical issues here. But Bradan, just some of the issues that these workers are raising as to why they've staged the sit-in and why they are in this unprotected strike. They're saying that the mine is not being fair when it comes to certain contractual issues. They are ending contracts without indicating why, just ending them abruptly. These are all issues that have been raised by the union and from the workers on the ground. So these are just some of the issues. There also seems to be an issue around sexual harassment. There's an alleged case between a security guard at the mine sexually harassing workers here. So these are just some of the issues that they've raised, and they've said that they've had enough of this and they want the mine to listen to the needs and the demands of the workers. So we have reached out to Lanxess Mine Management. We are waiting to see whether or not they'll speak to us, whether they'll respond to our email or not, to get their side of the story, and we'll just have to wait and see what Numsa says at 10 o'clock when they are expected to arrive here as to what they plan on doing with the workers that have been underground since the 17th of Feb.
Thank you very much, Heidi Jokos, there at that Lanxess Crow mine in Rustenburg.